because I play her race, but you know, we'll just see what happens.
That's okay, that's okay.
Terran's got a 2-Rex going. No gas just yet. There we go. Gas finally landing. So there's going to be a little bit of marine pressure, probably. Hopefully, Snowpaws gets the gas in time to get speedlings and hold off this harassment.
Well, on the bright side, Snowpaws has yet to be
scouted, yeah.
And scouted. However, Roach Warden going down, so that will get scouted here very shortly. Let's see what's going on for Terran. Nothing so far. Alright. Queen is out. And what is that little SUV seeing? Let's find out.
Well, that SUV sees everything. Doesn't even matter if he dies at this point.
No, he hasn't seen everything. Okay, well, there's the pool. And yep, he sees the Roach Warden. Is he going to see the Expo? Yes, he has seen everything.
Everything has been seen. So I don't know. I don't think the Terran actually clicked on what that building is, but
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, the Terran actually isn't clicking on that. I wonder if she's just assuming that that's a bathing nest, but it doesn't matter. She knows that there's some sort of tech coming out.
Yeah, and she's getting her tech lab right now and a second gas.
The Zerg is supply blocked, and the Terran is about to supply block herself. Nope, she's building a depot. Okay, Terran being a lot better about her supply.
And a third barracks going up. What is up with this?
Gas. Well, it's one base playstyle. I think we're going to see that from a lot of Terran players this tournament, just because it's really powerful against Zerg to go for one base playstyle and be really aggressive.
Banelings.
But the problem with it is that if it doesn't work, then the Terran is really, really far behind. So, on a big map like this, and she hasn't sent her Marines out, she made a Marauder apparently. She's making more Marauders. That might actually do severe amount of damage to Marines
and
to buffer.
She's making a factory.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, this is really heavy one base. I wonder how the Zerg's gonna deal with it. More roaches, it looks like. Just tons of roaches. Lots of them.
Personally, what I would like to see, and this has become my favorite simply because I hate it being used against me, Fested Terrans.
I don't know if that's gonna be so effective. I don't know if she can get to Infestor in time here, but looks like the Terran army is moving out.
She's got an Evo chamber
no
already.
stim, no combat shield, no concussive shell, no upgrades whatsoever, just pure army. That's it. That's what you see is what you get.
Let's see here.
Zerg is about halfway to lair. That army is rapidly approaching. We're going to see how the Zerg deals with it here on the ramp. I wonder if Snowpaw's micro will improve, or if she'll just allow her units to do whatever they want.
Well, it's 9 roaches, 4 lings versus 3 marauders and 11.
Oh yeah, the Zerg's totally got this. There's no way. Those roaches handed that army pretty handily, I think.
Yeah, that was kind of just handed to her.
She didn't even lose a roach. She almost did, but she didn't.
She only lost like 3 lings.
Yeah, that was pretty impressive, honestly. I thought she would have lost more, but looks like 1A versus 1A and the Zerg win. Now the Terran is not expanding, and she's making siege tanks. Researching combat shield, no stim, no combat shield. No siege tech either. So, it looks like the Terran's one base plan is kind of sloppy, not as well thought out. And the Zerg is getting +1 ranged attack. I think the Zerg is heading into a really strong late game, or mid game rather. Roach speed. It's gonna go for mass roach. That's an interesting approach against Terran, especially when they go bio. But we'll see if that works out.
Yeah, but she saw marauders. I'm not sure I agree with that. I mean, does she have speedlings yet? No, she doesn't.
No, she hasn't researched speed, so she's just gonna go pure roach.
I'm not sure I agree with that.
Marauder, that's not gonna go so well.
Yeah, no, I definitely would like to see some speedlings in there.
Yeah, so the Terran's catching up in supply right now. At least in terms of Harvester, she's just got her second base up at her natural. 33 drones to 28 SCVs. So those mules are going to make up for the difference there, but the Zerg is still probably leaps and bounds ahead. She's had that expansion for a longer time, and she has upgrades and everything. Now, let's see what the Terran does with this army here. That's a pretty sizable army, especially against roaches. Roaches are not going to be able to handle that properly. But there is no... Oh, okay, siege tech was research. I must have missed that. And a starport coming out, so maybe 1 or 2 medevacs going to accompany this army. And that's about all I can tell from now. The Zerg is leaps and bounds ahead, though, in terms of supply and tech.
Yeah, but that's not going to last too long since Terran has mules.
Maybe. Yeah, the Zerg does need another expansion in order to maintain that lead right now, but in terms of supply, if you look at the supply right now, it's way in favor of the Zerg.
I would say that Zerg also needs to get a scout out at this point. Zerg has no clue what their opponent's doing, and so
that's very true. There's no Overseer, no Overlord, nothing that can see what the Terran's doing right now.
So right now, all she's doing is making all these units, and she doesn't even know if it's going to be a hit or miss situation. And
although the Terran does the same thing, to be quite honest.
Terran has scans though.
Yeah, but she hasn't used any. I've been watching.
That's also true.
Oh, she just used one at the natural, but didn't see how big the army was of the Zerg. So saw Hydra Den. Hydra's an interesting choice for UDP as well. Yeah, Hydra Den.
That's something we haven't seen in a long while. Hydralisks.
Yep, so it's going to be Roach Hydra against Terran. Not making any Hydras currently, but eventually.
Well, this should prove to be very interesting.
Yeah. And the Terran is rapidly catching up in terms of supply, so Zerg needs to do something here. If she's going to make a big army like that, she needs to make a move.
Definitely, she needs to at least take a third base, and we have yet to see that, and they're just...
Yeah, there's no use in making all these units if you're not going to use them, people.
And no
So
Hydras
that's
yet.
the unit count. 33 roaches. Oh, now they're moving out. A little bit. A little bit. Nope.
But she's still got no Hydras. She's getting the shields now.
She might have forgotten about it, to be honest. It looks like she's upgrading everything. Now she's getting Speedling, she's getting +1 Carapace. Now the Terran upgrades are 0, no Stim, only Combat Shield, and no Concussive Shell. So this fight's going to be pretty one-sided, I think, for the Zerg.
I think
we'll have to see if the engagement goes down.
Why is she throwing out those units? Oh my goodness, that was very bad positioning. Oh, and there goes the surround.
She's not attacking with all of her roaches, though, and there goes the siege. The roaches doing a lot of damage because there's no Stim, and there aren't enough medevacs to heal every single unit in the Terran army. Yep, exactly as I predicted, the Roach army was superior with upgrades and numbers. And the Terran is just stuck making units. 14 Hydras are coming out. That's a lot of Hydras. I don't know how quickly she's going to be able to attack with that kind of army. The Hydras are going to take a long time to get up there. By the time the Zerg gets up there to actually deal some sort of damage, if she were going to with this army, the Terran would have another big force ready to meet it. But Zerg just isn't doing anything. She's sitting there. Yeah, this is kind of boring. I'm waiting for the Zerg to make a move. I really want her to. She has had the ability to do so for the entire game. She's
there
also
we go.
not. Okay,
she's finally going to take her
it.
third. But it's a bit late because now we're going to see Terran take it too. Which just puts them kind of at par at this moment.
It keeps putting the Zerg a little bit further behind each time.
Oh
she's
wait,
not
we're going to see a
it.
drop here. What are these? Those are Marauders.
Looks like a drop of 4 Marauders. That might do plenty of damage if they had Concussive Shell and Stim, but they don't. They do have Stim now. Okay, Stim has been researched, but not Concussive Shell, so not going to be able to kite anything. But definitely going to be able to do a little bit of damage to the economy of the Zerg, and that's going to go leaps and bounds ahead of what the Terran's expecting, because the Zerg actually isn't making additional drones. She's just been sitting on 40 for the past, like 5 minutes or so. The drop is about to happen, and what will they focus? They're going to focus on drones. Here are the 2 queens, running away that 1 queen. Not bringing her army back to defend, so just rapidly losing drones. And more drones, and going to lose that queen.
Those Marauders have more than paid for themselves at this point.
Hydras pick off the medevac, and those Marauders die. But yeah, the Marauders killed about 8 drones and a queen, so that was a little bit worth. I don't know.
6 workers died there. Yep.
So not too worth it. Now that I look at that number, not too worth it.
Well, then didn't they get the queen?
Like I said, damaging the economy of the Zerg here. The Zerg isn't making additional workers. She's ignoring the fact that her economy needs more. Needs a bigger boost, and so she's just making a bigger and bigger army. Doesn't look like she needs more drones, though. She can't even. She's having a hard time building off of what she's already producing or producing off of what she's already got right now. So she's floating like 2 minerals, even though she only has 40 drones.
At this point, this is where definitely throwing down a hatchery just for macro would be good. She's got all that unspent mineral. She needs to take at least another 2 bases, and there's like.
Well, we'll see what she does. She's just sitting there still. That's making me sad. I wish she weren't sitting there. I wish she were doing something with this army.
Let's see
this
what
army
the production is.
of damage, but she's not doing anything with it. She's just sitting there, being boring. Why are you being boring? Alright, now we're gonna go back to the Terran army. Terran is catching up in upgrades, getting that +1 range attack.
Terran is
going to be countered.
She's making another barracks.
Making more barracks. Looks like the Terran's having a hard time getting money for some reason. Even though her income is leaps and bounds ahead of the Zerg, she's just having a hard time spending it all, it looks like. At least spending it rapidly.
Well, here's the interesting thing, is that she, even though Terran was originally behind, she's now got 51 SUVs to the 44 drones that Zerg has.
She's way ahead.
She definitely is. She's more properly saturated, and she'll probably expand sooner than our Zerg player at this point, because her main is almost completely mined out, whereas if we go back and look at Zerg's is not completely mined out yet, not even close to where Terrence is at.
Yeah, it also looks like she's going to go for a huge doom drop right here. She loaded up a few siege tanks, marauders, and marines, and a couple of these medevacs. Not completely filling the medevacs, and maybe even forgetting that the units are even there.
Maybe. Nope, there she goes.
Oh,
she's filling them up with more.
There we go. So she's going to have a doom drop ready in a second here. Great harassment. Zerg's sending out a few lings around the map to check for extra expansions. Looks like there aren't any, so she lucked out there.
Oh, and there goes that link straight into the army, which only sees marauders and marines.
Yep, no overlords to cover this area over here. So
you're a referee.
Whoops, does the ping show to I didn't think
I don't think so, but that's why I'm careful about that.
Be careful about that next time.
Yeah.
But
alright.
I'm just showing you that there's no overlords surrounding this area. She doesn't know.
Oh, is she gonna do it into natural? No.
She's gonna
try
the army.
Oh wait, no. Into the natural. And Zerg has
That's
3 queens there, but nothing being noticed by Zerg. Come on! Oh,
siege up.
Too late. Tanks are sieged. Tanks are sieged.
Have to see. Oh, she's getting everything put up into a choke. That's not good. The siege tank's doing plenty of damage.
No, they're doing a lot of splash damage. In the long run, this was definitely a successful drop by Terran, I would say.
I don't know.
Let's take a look here. 11 workers
died. That's a pretty even trade in terms of army value. But it was way better for the Terran to trade armies right now because the Zerg isn't doing anything with her army and she's not taking more expansions. So Terran is continuing to produce while the Zerg isn't, and that's where she has the advantage right now.
Yeah. Zerg is falling further and further behind in terms of how many workers they have. Zerg has a whole 39 workers to the 57 Terran has.
Oh, looks like she caught up in supply, like, instantly. She made, I don't know how many roaches right there. She now has 63 roaches and 13 hydras.
Yeah, but the roaches... It's great to have the units, but if you're not going to do something with them... Oh, wait!
I don't know if she might do something here, but she's not taking her entire army.
Doing?
She left the hydras behind. The hydras have been left behind.
She's only going to take the roaches.
Out, but Terran sees the Zerg army approaching with her units at the tower. And the roaches are just gonna die in single file.
Well, maybe not. I mean, they're grouped up now, but now they're gonna go straight into those siege tanks and take all that splash damage.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
It's not a very well-planned attack here.
That's just an onslaught.
Didn't bring the hydras. Now the hydras are coming, but they're halfway.
No. Now the hydras need to back up. Go home, hydras.
What's the time?
I think this is going to be GG.
Pretty shortly. It's 170 supply to 90 or so. While 16 roaches are popping out, that's not going to help a whole lot against this big bio army. There's no banelings, there's no infestors, there's nothing to punish the Terran for having big grouped up units. So this will be over pretty shortly. You're alright.
If she'd taken the hydras, maybe she could have won that battle, but...
Maybe.
Even then, she approached underneath the tanks without anything further to help support it, and I think having more links in the mix would have helped.
Yeah, there we go, just taking out the remaining roaches. I think more than anything, it was just that the Zerg didn't do anything the whole game and waited for the Terran to get maxed out before pushing in. She would have done so much more damage if she pushed in earlier in the game. And
there's a GG.
Oh, that made me tired.
Alright, so that was match 1 out of 3, I believe, for this round. Let me go ahead and